Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Paige here, once again with another video for you guys. So in this video we're going to be going through the Season 3 finale of Arrow, as well as some Season 4 predictions for Arrow as well. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like, leave any comments on your thoughts on the Season 3 finale, as well as some Season 4 predictions, and subscribe if you are new. So in episode 23, aka the finale, it started off pretty well. We could tell what was going to happen from the trailer of the episode. So we see another appearance from Barry Allen, aka The Flash, and he had a nice little line there with the Lazarus Pit. He's like, oh cool, you guys have a hot tub? I thought that was pretty funny. Obviously this ties into the most recent episode of The Flash, where Oliver asked Barry for a favour, and you could sort of tell that this was going to be that favour. So the next main part of the storyline was the whole plane takedown, where Oliver was planning to kill himself along with Ra's al Ghul, so he's going to sacrifice himself to protect the city as well as eliminate the threat of Ra's. But I did find it weird that there was just one parachute there, just one parachute, and it was Ra's al Ghul that managed to pick it up and safely float to the ground. I thought this was pretty well done. I did like the fight scene within the plane as well, with him and Nyssa sort of planning this beforehand. So the next major part of this episode was the whole virus outbreak, and this was the bit where it sort of annoyed me because they sort of leading up to this, and it was in the trailers a lot, and it sort of died down a bit. Like, it only took them 3 minutes to handle, and it didn't really show any of the repercussions of it, because you could see people dropping around the dead body of that member from the League of Assassins, and it didn't really follow up on that. There was like, they just showed that, oh, the virus is being contained, but they didn't have anything about all these deaths or the number of deaths or anything like that, which I thought was pretty disappointing. The next major bit was the whole Ra's al Ghul fight, which once again I think was a bit underdone. I think in this episode it would have really helped them if they did like an hour long episode, like 60 minutes of content instead of around, like, I think it's like 45 usually. Just because they did speed through a lot of stuff, no pun there, but they did speed through a lot of stuff there where they could have spent another 3 or so minutes on each part. But the Ra's al Ghul fight was pretty good. I did like the fact that when Ra's al Ghul was about to die, Oliver did read the poem that Ra's al Ghul had read to him when he initially thought that he killed him and pushed him off the cliff there, and I think that was like episode 9 or 10 of this season. One other cool thing we got to see was Thea in her speedy suit, which we did see from the trailer, which I did do a trailer breakdown last week for, but we did see her in that, but we did get to see her shooting arrows and actually standing there and moving around in that suit. And obviously it's just Roy's suit, the Arsenal suit, but just a bit tampered with to make it a bit smaller so she can actually fit into it. Now we get to the bits that happened at the end of the episode, where some were shocking and some were a bit disappointing. Now the first bit is Malcolm being the new Ra's al Ghul, and I did find this a bit shocking. I was like, oh my god, no way, when he handed him the ring and Malcolm was able to attain the identity and the position of the new Ra's al Ghul. Now I'll get into what this could play into in Season 4 in a second, but first we've got to get into the whole Team Arrow split up. We do see Diggle going his own way, Oliver and Felicity going their own way, Ray Palmer getting absolutely blown up, but we'll get into that in a second. But I think what's going to happen between Season 3, the end of this Season 3 and Season 4, we'll see a lot of off-camera development, or we won't see it, but there will be a lot of off-camera development for Thea. I'm assuming she'll team up with Laurel and fight crime there. She'll sort of be the new person with the bow and arrow, and it might help Laurel, because Laurel's still in that, she's still in that sort of beginner stage. She's getting it out of that beginner stage now, but I think off-screen they'll develop her more along with Thea, and we'll get a better Black Canary as the end product. Finally in the episode we got Oliver and Felicity driving away. This was the thing that disappointed a lot of people. They were just like, oh, so he's not the Arrow anymore, so why is this show going to be called Speedy now, or is it going to be called Black Canary? People seem to be confused on Reddit and stuff like that, but they're obviously not going to do it. Obviously there's going to be a catalyst for Oliver having to come back and to be the Arrow again, and I'll get to that in a second. But overall I thought the episode was okay. I probably wouldn't give it over 4, I'd probably give it maybe like a 3.5 out of 5, because the other 2 finales for Arrow are really, really good. Season 1 and Season 2 finales were really, really good. You don't really see it, but I think the Flash finale is really going to overshadow this Arrow finale. I think the Flash finale is going to be much better than this finale. But every show can't be at the top. It can't be 10 out of 10 every single week. I think this is just a bad season for Arrow, and I'm pretty sure they'll come back much, much stronger in Season 4. Now let's get on to the Season 4 predictions for Arrow. Now, as I mentioned before, I think there will be a catalyst for Oliver Queen returning to be the Green Arrow. And I say the Green Arrow because I think he does mention that Ra's al Ghul sort of eliminated Oliver Queen and Ra's al Ghul, the Arrow out of him. He doesn't feel like the Arrow, he doesn't feel like Oliver Queen. So he may return a bit more happier, a bit more lighthearted, and actually return being like the Green Arrow. Now, the Green Arrow in the comics isn't like laughable and just running around like picking flowers up and stuff like that. He's still like the character he is in the show, but he does have that bit more light-hearted humour, I guess you could say, on his side. Well, in my opinion, he does. Because in the show, they do play a bit more Batman-y. I don't really mind that, because it does suit the show a bit. I do like how they have the Flash, where it's like a more comedic, light-hearted show, and then they have Arrow, which is a complete contrast. I wouldn't mind it if they did go back to the sort of the comic book feel that the Green Arrow is. Now, as I said, the catalyst, I think the catalyst might be something to do with Felicity, whether it be her being abducted or maybe her even dying. Not too sure if they'd be man enough to kill her, because there are a lot of fans who actually really like Felicity. In my personal opinion, this season she's been really annoying to deal with just because she has all these mood swings. But hopefully with the relationship with Oliver growing, she stops being, sorry to use this language, but stops being such a bitch. But that's the main reason I can see Oliver coming back and being the Arrow, or might have something to do with Thea. Thea could get really injured being that, playing the role of Speedy, or maybe could even be abducted as well. We'll have to wait and see. Next we have the villain, and they basically summed up the villain now because the producers of the show said that the season 4 villain will be introduced in the last episode of season 3, and it's basically just given away that the season 4 villain will be Damien Darhk, or it could be Malcolm Merlyn as the new Ra's al Ghul, but I doubt they want to make Malcolm Merlyn the villain again. So Damien Darhk will be a pretty interesting villain to deal with, and it's probably going to revolve around Hive. I have done a video on Hive, which I will leave annotated in the top right hand corner or a link in the description below. You can go check that out, and I discuss Hive as the villain in season 4 of Arrow. I did mention Malcolm Merlyn before, and I do think the threat of Malcolm Merlyn being the Ra's al Ghul is still there. His ever-present threat that he could just decide to be evil again. Well, he's always evil, but just to decide to cause havoc. And it really wouldn't surprise me if maybe in the mid-season, when things are dying down a bit, there is like an episode or two where they have to take down Malcolm Merlyn or the League of Assassins again. Just because the season does go for 23 episodes, and they did have this issue this season, where the episodes were getting really dry. There wasn't a lot of content, and the show did sort of struggle through that. But I think if they have this threat from Hive, where they can essentially hire any villains such as Deathstroke and stuff like that to be a threat, along with Malcolm Merlyn and the League of Assassins, they'll have a lot of content in season 4, and maybe even too much content. So I think we have a lot to look forward to. And the last point I have is with the flashback and where possibly Felicity and Oliver are heading, we possibly could have some Hal Jordan references, aka the Green Lantern. Now in the most recent Flash episode, they do mention a pilot going missing from Ferris Air, which obviously is hinting at Hal Jordan. And also in the flashbacks, we have Oliver getting on a boat that does say Coast City, USA, so he could possibly be going to Coast City and could possibly be interacting with Hal Jordan, which would be pretty interesting. But we will get up to date with that because they will probably announce some casting in the next couple of months, and they'll probably announce if they are going to cast Hal Jordan. Then again, I think that sometimes they do like to keep the flashbacks a bit of a secret, especially if it can affect the season 4 storyline, so they might want to keep some of the cast secret. So thanks guys for watching. Leave any opinions in the comment section below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe if you're new. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, that link will be in the description below. And I'll catch you on the next video guys. They're possibly releasing a DC Legends of Tomorrow trailer in the next couple of days, so I will be trying to get a video up around that. So yeah, make sure to subscribe for that, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.